Hey everyone, thank you for joining me for my review of Smile, a new horror flick. When I saw the trailers, I was very skeptic of it. I had low expectations going in because it looked like other mediocre horror movies that I've seen before, like last year's Countdown and Truth or Dare, which came out a couple years ago from Blumhouse, especially that since they both had that creepy smile technique thing that they do to creep you out. When I went into the movie and I watched it, I was pleasantly surprised to see that the movie had more of a quality of like It Follows. If you've seen that movie, that was really good, sprinkled with a little bit of Hereditary in it, which is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. But does the combination work? Was it executed well? Before I get into the premise of this movie, I want to remind you guys to hit the like button if you like this kind of content. Subscribe to my channel. It really helps the channel grow and move up the rankings, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of my reviews, reactions, and more. So let's get into the premise. After witnessing a bizarre traumatic incident involving a patient, Dr. Rose Carter starts experiencing frightening occurrences that she can't explain. As an overwhelming terror begins taking over her life, Rose must confront her troubling past to survive and escape her horrifying new reality. I'm going to start off with the good. So, Park Finn, first time director of a full feature film. He's had shorts before. This is actually a extension of a short film that he's done before, but now he's adapted it to make it a full feature film. And I think that he did a fantastic job for the first time of doing a full length feature. His direction was really great, where he lingered on certain things in the set design that made you feel paranoid and tense throughout. I've never seen someone use a horror movie house to make you feel like there's always something going on in the background behind you. If it always felt like somebody was in the shadows, and he would linger on certain things that just creeps on your insecurities, like when you turn off the light and you look behind you to see if something's gonna pop up. Everyone's gone through that, and he plays with those things really well. Not only do I think this movie had one of the best opening sequences in a movie I've seen all year, in horror or any other genre, I think that it was really well done in a way to set up the stakes, the unsettling tone, and set up a very likable, relatable character that you can root behind, that you attach to automatically and follow through this journey. It did everything right to get you fully engaged in the movie. Speaking of the main character, Sosie Bacon plays Rose, and she does a fantastic job. She elevates the material that she's given by playing this character that's very likable and easy to get behind, while she's going through all this traumatic experience from her past, and also now with this horrifying thing, this presence that you feel looming over her. And as she's feeling it, you feel it too with the way the movie is set up. You feel like, oh my gosh, something's is really unsettling going on in this movie. Something's bad is going to happen, and she's going through those things. I think those things are being said by characters, which make you feel like a connection to everything that's going on. And she did a phenomenal job just going through the roller coaster of emotions that she goes through as she's trying to figure out how to survive this harrowing entity that's trying to destroy her life. And that is the brilliance of this film, the tension building, the way everything is executed with the acting and the directing and the score. Usually when you transition through scenes, you use it with dialogue or just like a scenes change to transition, or like something to warn you about what's going to go on in the next scene. But here they use the score and the music to do that. Not only is this music very creepy and unsettling, but it does things to transition into the next scene and just set you up for how that scene is going to feel. A lot of times feeling like a jump scare in itself. And I gotta say, the jump scares in this movie are used very effectively. Sometimes horror movies use jump scares just to do jump scares, and this one they used it in a way that, yes, there are the stereotypical jump scare, but they're used in conjunction with some of the emotional things that are going at the same time as you're revealing new information, about the story and the character. It's not just there just to scare you, and then it didn't have anything like full consequence on the story. And also why they were effectively used really well, and why even when I expected a jump scare to come, especially if you've seen the trailer, it still got me because it's not done exactly when you think it's going to be done. When you think it's going to be done, it's not not done, and then it catches you off guard. And I thought that was fantastic execution by everyone involved in terms of directing and the reactions from the actors when things like that happen. Let's get into the bad. So the only thing I can say bad about this movie is the fact that it's not super original. It has a lot of generic horror slash thriller, because sometimes it feels like a horror movie, sometimes it feels like a thriller beats that you go through. Even like the ending and how the movie ends and everything, it just feels like something that you felt before or you've seen before. It feels familiar. The only thing is that it executed really, really, really well, but it's not creative. It doesn't touch on things that you never seen before, so it's not elevated to like a classic, because it's like there's a countless other movies. Like I said, I compared it to It Follows or any 2000s. You have 7 Days to Live, Creatures Coming After You movie, or even before that you've seen before. It's just this one is done really, really well, but that also holds it back, the fact that it's not super original. Let's get into my verdict. So overall, 2022 has been a fantastic year for horror movie fans. We've had a slew of great horror movies come out, and I think this adds to the list. Not only is it scary as hell, so a lot of times I had one eye closed as I was watching the movie. It has a fantastic performance by Sosie Bacon, and the supporting cast is good as well. Great first time directing for a feature film by Park Finn. And also the movie, I didn't touch on this in the good, but it has some humor sprinkled throughout. It's not a lot. You're not going to be laughing out loud all the time, not like Barbarian or anything like that, but it does have some moments to release the tension a little bit and then dive right back into it. So I think this is something that not only should you check out in the theater, but something you should check out and then introduce your friends with. This is going to be a great movie to put on when you have like a Halloween movie night with your friends, and if they're like, oh no, I've never seen Smile, put that on, and it's going to be a great time. I highly recommend this movie, and with that said, I'm gonna give it a B. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What would you rate Smile? What did you think about the ending? What did you thought about the entity? What did you think about Sosie Bacon's performance in the movie overall? Let me know in the comments below what you think. And also, if you haven't seen the movie, do you feel like my review is gonna steer you in the way of seeing it, or is something that you're just not gonna check out at all? Remember to like the video if you like my content, hit the subscription button to join the family, and hit the notification bell to be notified of my reviews, reaction, rank lists, and more. And you can catch more of my content right now.